Welcome, everyone. I'm thrilled and honored to have with me today James Pelton. James, you and I have done a couple of things together, but we haven't ever had a time to really just sit down and chat about what you do, your trials and tribulations, and your road to success. So, welcome. Great to have you here.
Thanks so much, Gloria, for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So, James, I noticed that you have 57,000 followers on your YouTube channel. That's no small feat, right? So, question number one, how long have you been doing YouTube?
Just a little bit of my backstory. So I
Yeah.
actually wrote some software. I'm a computer nerd, software developer, and I wrote some software that sends out mass text messages. And then I scaled that business to I exited in 2020 for seven figures. And
Okay.
then I was just kind of looking for what am I going to do with my life now? I can't be retired. I tried watching Netflix all day, and it's like, well, this is pretty boring. This isn't what
Yeah.
I meant to do. And I've really enjoyed passive income and side hustles and things like that. And so I kept coming to my wife with all these ideas for, hey, I'm going to do vending machines and I'm going to do, network marketing and all these things. And she said, you know what? That's great. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. How about you start a YouTube channel and you can tell the world, and maybe there's people that would want to hear about that. And so I said, okay, great. So I threw up a YouTube channel and I had no expectations. I kind of thought, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, you get monetized. Maybe I can make a few extra $100, a couple $100 a month extra. Next thing you knew, after a few months, I was at 20K subscribers, and then it's just grown from there. So I started officially in the end of 2021. So I've been going for
Okay.
about 2 years, a little over 2 years now.
Okay. And so how did you get into this whole world of network and affiliate marketing?
It was kind of by happenstance. I started the YouTube channel and again didn't have high expectations. I thought, why would anybody want to watch me? Like, I don't have anything all that unique to share. But then I think the authenticity, like I would just say exactly what I was doing. I even talked about here's how much I made last month, and I would show, on my bank account, like, hey, here's what I made from this, here's what I made from this. And so I think people really connected with the authenticity of it, that it didn't look like I wasn't just, grifting, just trying to sell stuff out there,
Right.
but I was just kind of showing people, here's my journey, and I would love for you to go on this journey with me. And so then it just kind of grew from there. And so then it was kind of just as people came to me, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get more into network marketing now that I have an audience and there's a lot of people coming to me. And so I kind of stumbled into it, you might say.
Okay. And because you had this previous big success, right, in a totally different business, you obviously had some confidence in yourself in terms of being a successful business person, an entrepreneur. Was network marketing then a piece of cake for you?
I mean, there's a lot of challenges with it. One thing that I found was it's a lot different being successful yourself than trying to help other people be successful. And that's
Yes.
one lesson that I kind of thought, hey, here's what I did, just repeat it. And then it wasn't working for people. And so I kind of had to craft I had to help people with their mindset in a lot of ways, and I had to give them the confidence that, hey, you can make money online, you can do these different things, and it will work if you stick with it and do it. So it hasn't been a piece of cake, I wouldn't say, but I've definitely learned and adjusted. And really, I've just kind of treated my network marketing business now as a business. And that
Right.
was a huge leap for me. I ran a business before, but I never considered network marketing a business. But now I've just realized, you know what? I'm just going to go out and try to serve people, try to help people. They will pay for that service, and it's kind of just grown from there. But I'm still learning and looking at the stuff you're doing and things like that, and I'm still learning as I go. So it's been a
Cool.
fun journey though.
Yeah. Well, and let's be really honest, when you don't have financial pressure, it's a whole lot easier, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure that you have along your journey met people who have maybe struggled in network marketing. Let's say they've been in network marketing 5 years, 10 years, 12 years, and they've never really been successful. Maybe they've recruited two or three people here or there, had 5 or 10 customers, but they've spent more money on their auto ships than they've ever made.
Yes.
How do you help that person?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Honestly, what I've seen the most is people who give up too early.
Yes.
That's what I've probably seen the most of is, sometimes we as network marketers, we get on and we make it sound like, you know what, you're going to be making 5 figures a month in the next 2 weeks.
Oh
And then,
man, you just hit my pet peeve.
yep, yep. And then people sign up thinking, okay, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to do it. And then they go for a few weeks and they realize, oh, no, wait, this is going to be a significant amount of effort. I'm going to have to talk with people. I'm going to have to maybe start a YouTube channel or start a blog or an email list or something like that. And a lot of times people, they had in their mind, this is going to be a get rich quick. And then they
Yeah.
find out, oh, nope, there's going to be work involved. And so then they just give up. And that's one of the biggest things that I've seen is just people not wanting, there's actually a Bible verse. It's from Proverbs, but it says, whoever increases their wealth quickly will lose it quickly, but whoever gains it little by little will increase it. And it's kind of this mindset of if, you put in the effort, you
Yes.
will see success. But if you're just trying to get rich quick and you're going around, if you find yourself going to all the get rich quick schemes that are out there,
Yep.
I can guarantee you do that for 2 years, you will still be not successful after 2 years. But if you're willing to put in some effort and build your business, I think anyone can be successful doing this. It's just a matter of being consistent. Don't give up. You only fail when you stop and you say, oh, no, I'm done. That's when
Yeah.
failure comes in. And so that's probably what I've seen the most commonly from people.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think the industry is to blame because,
Yes.
there's so many people out there saying, "Oh, you can make $10,000 a month just fitting it in the nooks and crannies." And it's like really now.
Yep.
As a full-time network marketer, and I've been in the industry for it'll be 45 years this summer. I've never made over $10,000 a month fitting it in the nooks and crannies.
Right.
Now, maybe I'm doing it all wrong, right? But I don't know anything, where it's a business
Yep.
where you're going to work 10 hours a week and in 6 months be making, you know, 5 figures plus a month.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen too what we run into sometimes, and it's easy to fall into this trap. Is we fall into the trap of my number one goal is to make money, rather than my number one goal is to serve people or to help other people.
Yeah.
Because I've really found that when you just make your goal, I'm going to serve people and help people, then the money will follow. I mean, people they will pay for things if you are trying to help them. But if you're
Yes.
just out trying to sell things and then that's where the messages come out, it's really easy to make a lot of money. We say things like that because we're focused on the money rather than actually helping the people that we're talking with. But I think if you go out, serve other people, money will follow that. From my experience, 100% of the time, money will follow where you bring service and help the people around you.
Oh, I so totally agree with you, James. And I have found, I remember wasn't early on in my career, but because this all happened after the internet, with lead magnets and things like that.
Yes.
I remember people saying the more you give away, the more you make. And I was like, well, that's kind of strange. And then I found that that was totally true.
Oh, yes.
Totally true. The more I just gave of myself and my knowledge, shared it, helped anybody, no matter what company they were with, no matter what team they were with. I mean, I'm not spending hours on one-on-one Zoom calls, but doing video trainings, lead magnets, all kinds of things. The more I gave away, the more money I made.
Yep, that's totally
Right?
true. I used to be afraid of giving things away because it's like, oh, I'm missing out on,
Yeah.
I could charge $50 for that PDF guide that I wrote. But I found, yeah, if you just you give away that for free, you start building a list of people who, hey, James is an authority. We like him, we know him, we trust him. Then when you do have a paid offer that you're like, this could genuinely help these people, they're way
Yeah.
more likely to be in on those offers. So that's number one I would tell people is look to serve others and you will do well financially.
So, James, obviously you build on YouTube. Are there other ways in which you build your business? Like, are you a big Facebook user? What other platforms do you use, or How are you out there building your business?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, YouTube is kind of number one. That's where most of my leads come in from. I do a lot on Twitter too. Twitter's kind of nice if I just have like kind of random thoughts that I want to get out there and I don't want to do a video. So I do a lot of Twitter. My team keeps trying to convince me to put together a better, TikTok and Instagram plan because those platforms are really big right now. And I don't know, I feel old. Like I feel like TikTok, I don't even know how to use TikTok or how the kids these days are using it. So that's another part. My email list has been a huge part. So a lot of times my YouTube videos, the only goal of the video is to get people to sign up for a lead magnet or something to get them onto the email list.
Right.
Because I think my email list is one of my number one assets.
A
Um,
1000%.
yep,
Absolutely. I mean, that's how I built my business by exact same thing you're doing, creating lead magnets, giving away lead magnets, building an email list. And now I've got an email list of quote unquote a massive following of raving fans, right?
yep,
And then from that email list, that's the only thing we own. We don't
right,
own YouTube. We don't
yep,
own TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or anything. And look, I've seen a bunch of people getting their accounts shut down on these things. So you got to build an email list,
right,
right?
yep,
Got to.
yep. You build your
Uh,
email list.
yeah.
And then I've also had really good success with bringing people onto my channel for interviews, like yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
then that becomes a connection. And then, next time that you're going out to do your next business venture, you'll a lot of times you'll think, oh, hey, James, might be want to be a part of this. His community might want to be a part of this. And I don't have to go out and do a lot of scouting now for new business opportunities because my network that I've created over the past 2 years, my inbox is full of them bringing stuff to me. So that's saved me a lot of time. And then, it's a lot of times they're pre-vetted when I do it that way. If I heard about it from someone I trust, then I don't have to,
Right.
spend 3 months making sure this is a legit opportunity. But hey, I know that they've been in it for 3 months and things like that. So just those connections have been, I mean, that's been worth millions of dollars to me. Just meeting people like yourself, the same
Right.
exact thing that we've done.
Yeah, exactly. So on that note, obviously you and I both believe in multiple streams of income. How can you explain that to someone who maybe has been taught, like I was for years and years and years in the network marketing industry, you've got to focus on one thing. You can only be in one thing. And in fact, a lot of network marketing companies had things in their terms and conditions that really locked you into one thing.
Yeah.
So why do you believe in multiple streams of income?
Well, yeah. So I can, a lot of my income streams come from crypto, and
Mhm.
crypto is very volatile. And there's a lot of income streams that oh, I'm making 10K a month from this income stream. Oh, it's gone now. I'm not making
Yeah,
anything from that income stream. So that really taught me well to just diversify and just keep building, get as many income streams out as you can. And then what I've really found is when I build income streams, it can show me real clearly which of these could be very successful. So I might start making $200, $300 from a certain income stream, but then I might see, oh, that's one that I could really easily scale. And
mhm.
so I have probably 40 income streams, but there's maybe 5 or 6 that are at the top that are, hey, these are ones that are scalable. I think they're going to be around for a long time. And so the advantage of being in so many is I get to see, oh no, here's the cream of the crop. I'm
Yeah,
able to bring those to my community where it's, hey, I've got these 34 that are okay.
yeah,
They might make you a couple $100 a month, $500 a month. But here's the 6 where, hey, I'm able to make 5 figures from these. It took me 8 months to get to 5 figures. I think you could go along the same journey. But yeah, people get in their heads too that their 9 to 5 job it's you for most people, that's their one income source, and they
yeah,
think it's safe. But
yeah.
we're finding out that you can lose your job. Inflation is going up way faster than wages. So, your
Mhm.
60K that you thought was safe is now maybe worth only 30K when you go out to buy the goods that you're looking to live on. And most of my audience, it's one of the most common things I hear is, hey, I was making 60K. I thought that was good. but it's not nearly enough to pay all my expenses now. I need something on top of that. And then last thing I'll say about that is it's hard to scale your 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Like you're really just
Or
reliant.
impossible.
Yeah, or impossible, right? Your boss, he might give you cost of living wage. He might give you 3% raise a year for cost of living, but you're never going to 2x that salary. Whereas when you get into, if you're able to make 5K a month from a network marketing platform, it's like, well, there's nothing stopping me from going to 10K a month. And there's
Yeah.
nothing stopping me from going to 20K a month and then 100K a month. I mean, the sky's the limit. And it actually gets easier to scale the bigger that you get. And
Yeah.
so just giving people, if you don't have any income stream that you're in control of, that you can scale as big as you want it to be, I would encourage at least get one of those that you can really focus on and scale.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've also found that once you build one, it's like so much easier to build the second and the third and the fourth
Oh,
and the
yeah.
fifth. And yeah. Um, so the next question I was going to ask you is, how do you decide which opportunities are good? When you're vetting an opportunity initially, what are things you look at?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, the first thing that I do is make sure it's a product that I would use myself.
Hmm.
I used to not have that. I used to be like, well, I'm okay selling things that I wouldn't use myself. Maybe it's something that they would want. But then it just becomes too hard to know if it's a good product or not. So what I've done now is I always try out the product and make sure it's something that I would use and that I love. That it's like I would not be embarrassed to go tell other people about this product because it's a good product that I use. I've had good experience with it. So that's kind of the first criteria I look for,
Okay.
which actually narrows it down pretty well. There's a lot of things out there. For example, essential oils is something
Hmm.
that there is good MLM business opportunities in essential oils with Young Living or Longevity or some of those, but essential oils are not something that I use or that I
Yeah.
know anything about or that I'm interested in using. So I'm not going to go out and try to sell essential oils to others.
Right.
But like we've talked about, Trivorium, I do a lot of travel. Trivorium has been great for me. So I'm totally okay going out and telling others, hey, you should use Trivorium. So I would say that actually weeds out is which products do I find most valuable? And then that's probably the only really thing that weeds out the bad ones and leaves in the good ones. I know other people look a lot at the compensation plans and things like that. I actually don't. Um, if it's a product that I like, I'm okay going out and telling people about it, even if they don't have the most generous compensation plan. Um, so that's basically the criteria that I look at.
Okay, that's interesting because I do look at the comp plan.
Yes, you
I
do. Yeah,
mean,
and it's helpful. You've told me
yeah,
about the compensation plans on some, and that's been helpful.
I look at the comp plan. I mean, you and I, let's be honest, you and I are going to make money in anything we join.
Yes.
But I look at the comp plan for my team members.
Hmm.
And I look at the comp plan from their perspective and say, okay, I remember really, really well what it was like to be a struggling network marketer. I remember because it wasn't that long ago that I didn't have this massive following of raving fans. It wasn't that long ago that I didn't have an email list that, I could promote to. So if I were back in the old version of me, would I be able to make any money at this?
Hmm.
How hard would it be for me to make money at this? So I do look at that.
Yeah.
Part of it is also, the more money my team members make, the more retention there's going to be, and the more money I'm going to make, right?
Yeah.
It's the
You
other
know,
thing.
Can I say something, Gloria?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I'm really happy I found you and that we got connected is because I don't do a great job of training my downline to go be successful themselves. I found, oh, hey, Trevorium, I like this. You guys should sign up for this. And I've been really thankful to kind of connect with you because I've actually sent some people your training stuff to say, hey, if you want to be successful as a network marketer, Gloria's got some great stuff and you do a much better job at that than I do. And I want to learn from that. And hey, I can help my downline do better as well. So I've really appreciated about you so far.
Well, thank you, James. I appreciate that. Yeah, and to me, I love helping and training and mentoring team members. So it's something I'm pretty passionate about, frankly, because
Yeah.
I guess because I've been in the industry for 45 years and
Oh,
I've
wow.
seen so many people struggle and I struggled myself that I really want to put an end to the struggle.
Yeah.
And, I don't do anything old school belly to belly at all. I mean, obviously I did because that's the only thing that existed 45 years ago, but I do everything online. And like you, YouTube is my main source of leads and team members. And I love YouTube because, I mean, you and I experience the same thing, right? We get people signing up that we've never spoken to, zero objections, right? They watch a video, they watch a bunch of videos, they feel like they know, like, and trust us, and they sign up.
Yep. Yep. It's great. And it's amazing how people connect via video. I get emails. I had an email from a guy the other day. He said, James, I consider you my best friend. And it's like, I've never met him. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he looks like, but to him, I'm his best friend because he's seen
Yeah.
so much of my content, so many of my videos. And so yeah, it's great. I love getting on video and it's been a wonderful experience for me and just a great way to connect with people.
Yeah. So let's dig just a little bit more into your success on your YouTube channel because that
Sure.
really has been the key thing for you, right?
Yes, yes.
So what do you think has been your key in terms of growing to 57,000 followers in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I'm just gonna really repeat this because I've spent a lot of time. People have asked me, people with less successful YouTube channels that have been going at it for longer. And they're like, how were you in the same niche as I'm in? And they say, well, how come you blew up and we didn't blow up? We've been more consistent. We make better content. We've put more work into our thumbnails and into our editing. And you just kind of sometimes your videos, you do lives and they get more views than our edited videos do. And I really think it comes down to just authenticity and not trying to put on a face, not trying to be a presenter, but I'm just trying to connect with people. And hey, here's the journey I'm on. Like financial freedom. I like passive income streams. I want to help other people get income streams. And I think that authenticity, I think, is a breath of fresh air for a lot of people, because there are on YouTube, especially. There's a lot of people who their main goal is to make money, so
Yeah.
they do present, they're a presenter and they put on kind of a face of here's the best way to sell. And rather than connecting with people and, convincing people, I'm here really to serve you, whether or not I make money. And I think, it's hard to tell exactly, but I don't think it comes down to thumbnails or editing or how long you make your videos or how many videos do you do a week. I think it comes down to authenticity and looking to serve your audience. And I think that will be rewarded.
I love that, James. Thank you for those words of wisdom. So, any other words of wisdom for that marketer out there that's trying to figure out how to be successful? What would you say
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Number one thing is don't give up. Is just keep at it. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't have to tell the story of the tortoise and the hare, but it's a real life thing that I see over and over and over again, where just people are wanting financial freedom, but they're not wanting to put in much effort for it. And, we have
them?
Netflix and things like that. Entertainment has been a huge deterrent to people being successful with things like this because, oh, I've got 2 extra free hours tonight. Well, I'd rather watch 3 episodes of this series than put in a little bit of work to be consistent on my network marketing business. And I just see, especially young people, I see so many young people wasting their energy and their time and their mental capabilities while they're in their early 20s, mid 20s. It's like spend this time building something that's going to
Yeah.
last you. Don't just get on your PlayStation and play video games. Like that's there's another proverb that comes to mind. It says hard work brings profit, mere talk leads only to poverty. It's Proverbs
Yeah.
14:23. And I just see that over and over again where people like to talk, but then when it comes down to, okay, let's put in some effort. And people are, oh, no, no, no. I don't feel like doing that today. I feel like watching a movie tonight. And
Right.
I would just say, don't give up, put in some hard work, be consistent, and you will be successful. And it'll start slowly but surely. You'll get one
Mhm.
person, then two people. But the next thing you know, that two will turn into five, the five will turn into 10, the 10 will turn into 25. And then next thing you know, oh, wow, I've got 100 people now signed up under me. And so just be consistent, put in the hard work, be consistent, and don't give up.
Love it. Now I have to ask you another question because you said something. So I was on a team call today and somebody said to me, "Oh, but I'm doing all this stuff. Look, I'm doing all this stuff on LinkedIn and I'm not getting any results and it just feels like such a waste of time." Now let's be honest here. It's not like 6 months, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying she's probably been at this for about a month,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
It just feels like such a waste of time. What do you say to that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So my approach is, well, you got to give everything the college. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different ways that you can try to, start getting some traction in something.
Yeah.
So not YouTube might not be for everybody. If you get on and the way that you get on camera is hello, you're all
Yeah.
nervous and don't
Yeah.
want to be on camera. Give it the college try. Like, don't just do one video and say, oh, that's not for me. But if you've done 20 videos and you're still not comfortable, you don't like it, that's one thing I would look for is what do you enjoy? Because if it's a chore for you to do it constantly, it's going to be really hard to be consistent with that long term. So if every time you get on to make a YouTube video, it feels like a huge chore, it's a huge burden, you're putting it off and procrastinating on it, then okay, let's try something else. Maybe YouTube
Yeah.
isn't the way for you. Let's try building a free PDF guide and sending it as a DM on LinkedIn. Let's try that. And then if that becomes you try that for a couple, a month or a few weeks. If that becomes a huge chore and you've sent out 200 messages and got no responses, okay, well, let's try something else. Let's try doing a webinar or something that we get people onto. Let's try in person, maybe. Maybe there's some in person stuff that we could do. So,
Right.
I tell everybody, give it the college try, but that might not be the right way for you to connect with people. And so, maybe your messaging isn't right on your LinkedIn DMs. Maybe
Right.
you need to, be more authentic on it. Maybe it sounds too salesy and they're getting, 50 sales DMs in their LinkedIn. That's how my LinkedIn is. Maybe you need to connect with them first and, things like that. So, again, just don't give up. Not giving up doesn't mean keep doing the same exact thing, though.
Yes.
It means
Yes.
try something else. Okay, that didn't work for you and you thought it was boring, you thought it was a waste of time. Well, let's go. There's hundreds of ways that you could grow your network marketing business. So let's go to plan B. Let's try
Right.
that. And then you'll learn, what was successful, what wasn't successful. And over time, you get a really good feel for, okay, I'm good at this, this, and this, and I know I'll see this, this, and this result. But just don't give up.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you about the college try. What I say to people in my experience is that it's taken me 6 months of rock solid consistency on any platform, whether it was LinkedIn when I started on LinkedIn or my YouTube channel for 6 months, crickets, 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 crickets. I mean, yeah, I got views and things like that, but it was like month six, the momentum happened and I started recruiting people on autopilot while I was sleeping, and it's never stopped.
Yep.
But it took 6 months
Right.
where I could have easily said, oh, this doesn't work. This feels like a waste of time. Right.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
whether it's 6 months for you or not, I mean, we're talking about more than 2 weeks here that you've got to
Right.
give it the college try. Right.
Right. Yeah. You want to
Yeah.
make sure that there's actually a meme I saw that's actually really helpful. But on the top is maybe you guys have seen this before, but it's a guy mining for gold and he gets to the gold is just right. You just have to swing two more times and he would get to the gold. But he'd been going so far and then he got here and then he said, you know what? I'm never going to get there. And then he left. And then down below him is a guy who went all the way to the gold. And we do that a lot of times where we give up before we've actually given it enough of an effort to say, no, that didn't work. And that can be hard to find for people is how long do I go at this. If you've been doing YouTube for 5 years and you have 25 subscribers, it might, I mean, that might not be for you, but
Yeah, right.
it's hard
Yeah.
to it can be hard, but you want to make sure you put in the effort. And make sure if you don't succeed, make sure it's, for me, I never want it to be because I didn't put in the effort.
Right.
That would just kill me. Like if I'm not successful because just that didn't work out for some reason, I'm more okay with that. But if the reason I wasn't successful in something was, oh, you just didn't put in the effort, then that kind of hurts me. And that's something I
Yeah.
don't want to be true. So I want to make sure I put in the effort on everything.
Okay, so on that note, James, you and I are going to make it like a pinky finger contract, right, between the two of us.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you figure out how to monetize Instagram or TikTok, you let me know. And if I figure out how to monetize either of those two things, I'm going to let you know.
Hey,
Okay.
that sounds like a deal.
You and I are in the same boat, but I feel really good because I'm about 3 weeks ahead of you. I've been posting videos on TikTok for about 3 weeks now.
Oh,
So,
good job. Hey, I hear TikTok's the future. And so it's just I totally feel, when I was younger, like my parents would say, what is this YouTube thing, and
yeah.
I was always like, oh, you're just not in touch with the culture. And then I feel that way now where everybody's talking to me about TikTok and I'm like, I've never even downloaded TikTok. I don't even really I just know it's dances and stuff. That's what I've seen about it. And so I know that's one of those things where I need to put in the college try. There's probably a big, huge payload of money and network and things there that I should be going after, and so that's on my to-do list. But I'm sure you're the same way as me. Your to-do list gets longer than the number of
Yeah,
hours that you have in a day, and so then you have to
exactly.
prioritize. Well, which ones am I going to try first? And
Yeah.
but TikTok is definitely on there. So
Well, yeah, and you know what? It was one of those things where people kept telling me, Gloria, you're crushing it on YouTube. Gloria, you're so good at video. Gloria, video is so easy for you. You should be doing TikTok. And after enough people, like in a 2 week period, enough people kept saying that to me. I'm like, Gloria, maybe there's a message here. And
yeah,
for you and I, video is a piece of cake. It's a piece of
yep,
cake. I'm doing it anyway.
might as well, right?
Might as well try it, right? So I'm having fun.
Yeah, actually what you just said is something that's helped me a lot. Is if I hear, so I read a lot of books. I've got a big book collection behind me, and every book, they have all sorts of ideas. And so if you read 10 books, you're going to have 40 ideas of, okay, here's what I need to do to grow my business. And you're not going to have time to do 40 things. And
Right.
so what
Right.
I look for are what am I hearing? What ideas am I hearing from different places, but they're the same idea? So if I read 10 books and six of them talk about you should get onto TikTok and monetize that, then I start to listen. Okay, TikTok should go higher on the list because I'm hearing from it multiple people from completely different industries that are talking about how well they're doing on it. And so that can be a way to help you kind of prioritize is what are you hearing from multiple places? Because that's a lot of times those are can be higher priority, but that's been really helpful in my prioritization.
Yeah, good stuff. James, I can't thank you enough for this. First of all, it's just been fun to chat with you, and you've shared tons of really great nuggets. And so I so appreciate you, and I know that we're going to continue to work together. So thank you so much. And James, if people want to find out more about you and get in touch with you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, thanks for having me. I enjoy just talking. I mean, I guess that's why we're YouTubers, right? It's because
Yeah,
we just enjoy
yeah.
talking. But yeah, hop onto my YouTube channel. It's just James Pelton. I'm not creative. Again, it's just authenticity. It's just, hey, this is James Pelton. So hop on there. I have a number of different, just like you, I have a number of different programs and things that people can join, but YouTube is kind of where it's all together. And feel free, anyone can shoot me an email at any time. It's jpelton722@gmail.com. It's my email address I've had since I was 11 years old or something like that. But shoot me an email. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. I'm happy to talk with people about, if you just need a place to vent or you want to get together to pray or anything, I'm available as much as possible to connect with people. So would love anybody watching. Come hop on YouTube and shoot me an email.
Great. Thanks so much, James. Really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing all your great tips.
Hey, thank you so much for having me and look forward to working more with you in the future as well.
Absolutely.